Hi, this is Ryan Thomas Johnson of Carnosaur 2, and you are listening to The Final Gaze.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Final Gaze. My name is Harrison.
And I'm Toby.
And today we're going to do a whole new thing. And this is going to be Talking with The Final Gaze, episode number 1. This is episode 40-something, but it's going to be like number 1, number 2. So this is number 1 of Talking with The Final Gaze.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah. And what we have here, we just have these 25 spooky questions, and we're going to go through them, and we're going to answer them. They're basically just, horror prompts, things to rile up your jimmies and all that jazz, and we're going to see how spooky we are, I guess.
So this is going to be like a continuous thing, right? Because I kind of like it. Like, have just episodes where we don't review a movie, we just kind of talk about stuff.
Yeah, and this is just this episode. Next time, whenever these episodes pop up, it could be like we could talk about, I don't know,
anything we want, because this is our show, Harrison.
Anything we want. We can talk about how to make garlic bread for all.
We'll do it.
Just whatever.
I'll do it.
Whatever. Spooky garlic bread.
You dare me?
We'll see how we can make it scary. But in the meantime, before we even get into this, how have you been?
Oh, I've been pretty good. It's my weekend. I work Saturdays, so I have today off. And it's been pretty chill. We had some family over earlier, so there was some chaos with lots of little children running around. But other than that, it's been pretty nice. How about you?
I'm doing pretty chill right now. It's kind of I've been admittedly going to the movies recently, so I've been watching some movies in empty theaters.
What'd you see?
The last movie I saw in theaters was a movie called Words on Bathroom Walls, which again I've spoken to Toby about this movie before, and it completely caught me off guard. We talked about it in detail, but
it looks good.
It caught me off because I went into it thinking it was like some sort of teenage romance thing, and it is that, but it takes a wholly different approach to it, and I went into it completely blind, and I didn't even know what it was about. So I was like, it was like the theaters just reopened, and I just wanted popcorn, so just went in there and watched it. So listeners, we don't just watch horror movies, we watch all kinds of movies.
All kinds of movies.
Yeah.
I'm still slowly making my way out of quarantine, so I'm hoping to go back to the movies soon. I know we have this... Oh, actually, I will be going back to the movies soon, because we just got tickets to a screening of Scream
at the Alamo Drafthouse.
Yes, at the Alamo Drafthouse. So that's coming up pretty soon, and I am actually really excited. It has been since January since I've been in a movie theater.
Yeah, and I feel very sorry about that.
And it was The Grudge.
Yeah, I brought him along to watch The Grudge 2020, and it was the first movie of the year, and movie just sort of laid the groundwork for what the year would become.
Literally, oh my god, the whole year is The Grudge, literally.
Yeah, but we'll be watching Scream in theater, which is really awesome, and not 2 weeks after that, me and my mutual friend Richard will be watching Poltergeist in theaters, because our local cinema is doing a Tuesday night classic of that in a huge theater, so that's gonna be pretty awesome to experience.
That'll be fun, I'm sure. Please stay safe.
Yes, always. I like how the theaters are kind of operating. I think I like the way AMC's doing it, because the way they got it going is if you choose like 2 seats, then they'll literally block chairs all around you, like behind, front. So, but it's AMC, and AMC is just horrible.
They are pieces of shit. Like their audio system at the one downtown is just
crackling speakers.
Yeah, it's no good.
It's not nostalgic yet. Maybe in 20 years it will be, but it's not cute, AMC. If you're listening,
please sponsor us.
Please sponsor us. We love AMC, right?
1-star reviews from AMC.
From just AMC, the whole AMC company. But yeah, shall we get into these prompts then? This is gonna be really exciting. There's a lot of good questions, a lot of interesting ones, and I know there's gonna be a few that'll really get under your skin.
Hopefully.
So let's jump in, shall we? Question number 1: if you were given the death penalty, what would your last meal be?
That is a good question. Oh, man.
There's a lot to choose from.
Oh, shit. There is.
Mm-hmm.
I have to think of what I get. Like, what would I feel sentimental about at the very end? What foods? I don't know. Like, right now, I'm really big into wonton soup.
Mm-hmm.
I can have it.
Wonton soup?
I can have it, like, any time of day and be happy. But I can also have spaghetti.
Oh.
I feel like
homemade or like
homemade
from a
spaghetti.
restaurant? Ah.
Oh, but I'm not even thinking of restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could get, like, a steak bowl from Chipotle.
Mm-hmm. A steak bowl?
Oh, God,
This
yeah.
is last meal. Last
I
meal.
know. I'm just... Okay. You know what? A big thing of lasagna.
Big thing of lasagna.
Big thing of lasagna.
Do you have like a favorite lasagna from a restaurant, or is it just like it needs to be homemade?
It just is to be homemade.
Oh, okay.
Homemade lasagna.
Well, okay, that's fair. A big old thing of lasagna. Awesome.
And like a jug of tequila.
Jug of tequila. Oh, yeah. That's how I'd want to die. I'd want to die drunk.
Yeah, can you do that? Can you like have a last meal and have it be like a bottle of tequila?
I don't know. That's interesting.
Or does
I
that negate the punishment of like... It's not
feel-
like... It's not fair that you're drunk during your execution.
Maybe they'll be like, okay, maybe a beer, buddy. Maybe, or like a shot. Like a shot of tequila.
At least a shot of tequila.
Mm-hmm.
What if your
Yeah,
last
no.
meal, what if you're like, I want a live pig? Can you do
A
that?
live pig.
A live one.
Just barbecue it in the cell?
Like, do they have to get you what you want?
I think so.
If I'm like, I want this very specific bird from South America.
Wow. Maybe they wouldn't be that. I'm assuming this guy's on get in the chair or lethal injection
I've done
for
something
murder.
horrible. I've done something bad enough, yeah.
I don't think they would go down south for a specific bird, but we'll get some KFC.
That sounds delicious. I'll say lasagna.
Lasagna. When I looked up this questionnaire, my mind automatically went to this. My favorite restaurant, probably in Arizona. Well, not Arizona, maybe Tempe, the Phoenix area, is Lucille's from Tempe Marketplace.
Oh my God. So good.
Oh, God. Brisket, burnt ends, beef ribs, macaroni and cheese, potato salad, cornbread. Oh, my God. Okra. Love fried okra. And I especially love their little apple butter with the
Barbecue
with the
pulled
biscuits.
pork sandwich.
See.
With some watermelon on the side.
Oh, and then get one of those, those puddings with the vanilla wafers in them, just as a dessert. And I think then I would be okay dying. If that would be my last meal, I would give the honor to Lucille's. So are you on? So there's the first question. Second question. You already know what it is, and hopefully
Really
you've had
quick.
some time.
Really quick, I just wanted to know what the most common last meal is, and it's fried chicken. Apparently,
it is fried chicken. Wow.
Apparently, it is fried chicken. Comfort food in general, but fried chicken seems to be the, food of choice for the day.
What's your favorite fried chicken place?
I don't know. I mean, I guess does KFC count? That's like Taco Bell of like fried chicken, right?
I mean,
I love
KFC. It's
KFC.
like the most widely known.
I love KFC. There's a place, a Famous Dave's, I think.
Yeah,
Is that
I don't think I've ever had fried chicken from there though.
Oh God, put me on the spot. I don't know.
Well,
KFC.
my favorite is definitely Popeyes.
You're one of those.
with those biscuits. But
Popeye's
you need a drink.
biscuits are good.
Yeah, you need a drink to don't choke on it. So
Yeah, agreed.
that'd be ironic. Last meal's fried chicken. You choke on the biscuits.
That would
Die
suck. Yeah. Choke on the biscuit. Not even the chicken.
So yeah, you had a peek into what the second question is. So the second question, what do you want etched onto your tombstone?
Oh, goodness. He came, he saw, he conquered. He came.
He came. He came. Okay. Mine's kind of like that, except it needs a little bit of backstory. I would put one word, one syllable, and it would be Bing, Bing.
Okay.
And it's not the search engine. Probably a decade ago, when I recently discovered the TV show Scrubs, I was just enveloped in that TV show. And there's a joke in the show and where it's like they're talking about just I don't know, sexual encounters or something, and then they start saying things on accident that sound dirty but really aren't, and right next to them there's a bell, and every time someone would say something kind of sexual, they'd just be like bing, and the bell would ring, bing, and it's like things you say during sex,
Okay.
Yeah, so then suddenly amongst my peers, whenever one of us would say something accidentally dirty, we would just be bing, and then it'd be like, oh, funny. So it would be an inside joke to whoever would come to my grave to cry. They'll see it and then they'll laugh. Laugh or be very confused.
They might be confused. He came is pretty funny. Or something like my name and then just a bunch of symbols that are like purposely scratched out like it's a curse or something, like the mummy's curse.
Oh, that's great. It'd be like, what's like from the mummy? Like
the mummy,
his
yeah.
name is
Just
that,
like, but like scratched out. That's what I want.
I know what I wouldn't want. The typical, brother, son, whatever. I'm like, no, that's boring.
Brother, son,
verse.
I don't know. Verse, bottom, top.
So yeah, that's number 2. So we're on to our third question. This should be very interesting. If you were to commit a murder, how would you go about it?
Oh man, see, these questions are bad because if by chance we do murder someone, we've explained our entire plot, or would it be the most genius? Hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain sight.
How would I go about murdering someone? I mean, there's the typical hack and slash way, but I feel like if I was gonna murder someone, first I got to think it's gonna be for a reason. Like I'm not just gonna go murder anyone. I think it would be for a purpose. So say I hated this person or something, I would get to know everything about them, and like say if they had like a peanut allergy, I would like get peanut oil and just like boop into their coffee one day, because obviously I would be following them like in their route, and so I know they go to Starbucks in the morning, and like order my drink at the same time, and then when they come to get it, be like beep, and then they're fucking dead. Like they choke in their car, boom, done.
Like, oh, I don't know what happened. He just choked.
He just fell over. Sir, why do you have that giant dropper in your hand? I don't know.
Pay no attention to that at all.
What dropper? Yeah.
So that's almost like a very like spy-ish?
Like a spy-ish kind of
like
murder.
A spy murder.
Yeah, a spy murder.
I
think
that.
If I was going to try and get away with it.
Okay, that's fair.
I
think that'd be very.
Do you want me to come up with a more like fantastical?
Oh no,
I would.
There's definitely a question coming up later that will definitely that'll enable us to get into the fantastical elements. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, also you gotta hope that at least they're allergic to something. Otherwise.
Yeah, I mean that is like something similar, or I don't know. Fuck, they were a pacemaker. EMP. Small EMP.
Oh, fuck. Wow.
Something like that. I mean,
Yeah, this is actually a conversation I had recently, within this year, because of this fucking pandemic. We got into talking a lot of dark, depressing stuff, and with my former roommate, I think we pretty much just kind of pondered an idea of what would happen if this or sort of happened, and and we basically I narrowed it down to, if I were to murder someone, it would probably be a crime of passion, and it would just sort of happen, And
so it wouldn't be it wouldn't be premeditated.
No, it would be I don't know, like a strangulation or something, maybe.
Yeah, you black out and you wake up and there's a body on the ground.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if that's just because I just recently watched the Jeremy Renner Dahmer movie, because lots of strangulation in there. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel strangulation would probably be the way to go.
Yeah.
And also, I've seriously considered this too. Accidental murder, because what if I accidentally fall on someone and they just get crushed to death?
Does that count? I don't know if that counts as murder.
I don't think it does. Yeah, I got specifically murder. Then it would have to be strangulation. I think would be strangulation.
Well, that's good. You could definitely do it. I mean, you got the strength.
Got the bare arms.
There would be no hope for me to get away.
No hope for you, man.
Well, no,
the one advantage you have is you're small and you got speed.
That's true. But if you already got me, I'm got.
Yeah. And hopefully you have some lessons in whatever self-defense. I always imagine punching my attacker in the throat, like Matrix style,
Yeah, I always imagine digging my fingers into their eye sockets. Yeah.
Three Stooges.
Or Kill Bill style,
Oh, right.
Really rip in there.
I like that.
So,
I mean, that's definitely a method. If
I mean,
you're
if
smaller than me, then you already have an advantage.
I mean, if I'm gonna kill, say I killed someone, how I would get rid of the body, at least I have thought of, which I would take him, obviously, I think, to the bathtub, which is just easy cleanup, and chop up the body, and then put it in lime for a really long time, and then put it in a blender, blend it all up, and then flush down the toilet.
Oh, okay. So this is where that gun
process
from Ant-Man would come into play,
Yeah, exactly.
I've always liked that gum. God, how would I get rid of the body? No, again, if it was a crime of passion, I'd probably be the dumb bitch to be like, yeah, 911, I murdered someone. Yeah.
And then it would be
the end of me.
Nice try, Harrison. It's me. I hot-wired your phone because I knew you were going to kill someone. I'm on my way to hide the body.
Shit.
I'm on my way to hide the body with you.
Yeah, okay, well, this isn't a question, but, you already committed the murder. You may as well maybe get real freaky and try some cannibalism.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, fuck the body. I was like, okay,
Oh,
Otis.
God.
I was
no.
Okay, we're getting real freaky on this.
Oh my God. Okay, maybe freaky was the wrong word, but experimental. That's even worse.
Eat it like the sweetbreads, or right? Sweetbreads in Hannibal, the cheeks, or something.
Oh, see, I've only seen episode 1. I've ever seen season 1, and haven't even finished the finale on that.
But I did watch a.
Oh, is that a thing in there?
Yeah.
Oh. I think what sticks most to me is that scene in a later season in Hannibal when the guy Hannibal cooks someone's leg, feeds it to him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay. Plus, I've always heard stories of that we taste like pork.
What would you try and would you just try and cook a piece of flesh, or would you try and make a meal you're gonna make meat sauce for spaghetti? And you're gonna grind up some flesh into ground beef. I'd have to do it like that. I'm not just gonna throw a slab of a hand or arm in the stove and then.
Oh yeah, no, that wouldn't
put some
be the
salt
way.
on it. I'd have to dice it and mix it up and marinara sauce.
Maybe the heart
with some fettuccine noodles.
Yeah, maybe the heart. I don't know. Maybe I'll try the heart, baby. And I figured at that point I'm a murderer, so Nah,
Why
I don't
not?
know. Yeah, I think probably a slow cook. So put in slow cooker.
A slow
just like,
cooker.
just see what happens. Like fuck it, I murdered him,
I
right?
guess that's true. You might as well, right?
And then, well, that's also another way to get rid of a body. Eat it.
You could eat it. I
Digest
don't know if I could
it.
eat the whole body. It'd have to be so delicious for me to eat the whole thing, I think.
We'll never know till we try.
You're right. Okay.
But let's go on, shall we? We revealed too much of our secret.
Way too much. Police, I hear the sirens.
All right, so question number 4. Have you ever said Bloody Mary in front of a mirror?
I have said Bloody Mary in front of a mirror. And I'll do it
Yeah.
again.
Classic story, right?
What?
Yeah. I mean, saying Bloody
Yeah.
Mary in front of the mirror.
Yeah, you say Bloody Mary. But don't you have to say it like 3 times? It's 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 times. It's funny because I think we even discussed this on the episode for the movie, but I've actually never
Candyman,
done
yeah.
that. Yeah, I have said Candyman, which is ridiculous because it's a fake movie. But
I haven't sent Candyman. I've sent Candyman once, but I haven't done it 5 times.
see,
But
now,
guess
has anybody
what?
said it though?
I have a mirror.
Are we gonna do this? You gonna do it? Let's try it. You ready? Wait, who's saying? Who's saying Bloody Mary?
I'm gonna say Candyman. I'll do both. You know what? Fuck 'em.
Okay,
Maybe I'll
we're
get
putting
that
it to the test.
Okay, have you seen, just quick tangent, Kayako versus Sadako?
No, I just heard you talk about it.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna try. It's gonna be Candyman versus Bloody Mary.
Okay, here we go.
Ready? Okay, so I'm gonna say, which one first? I'll do Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Okay.
All right, well that's that. Let's try the next one.
No, that's that.
Candyman, 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 Candyman.
Oh.
I hear
the
like
screen
Brian
goes black.
screaming from the, from the living room.
Oh God! If anybody is listening to this, and if after this recording, we're just found dead in our apartments, blame Toby.
It'll be a cursed tape.
Mm-hmm. Cursed YouTube video.
Yeah, cursed.
But not a
YouTube video.
but not a cursed podcast episode. I don't think it transfers through audio. It's just video, right?
Well, you said you've never done Bloody Mary, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. How is this gonna work? Oh, there I am. Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, ready? Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Okay. I'm cool with that. Okay. So, yes, you have, I haven't. And, well, I have now. So, there we go. Thanks, podcast. Now I'm cursed.
Well, I feel better.
I feel, yeah, that's a load
Cross
off
that
my
off
chest.
my checklist.
Yeah. So,
Like a big
a hook comes through.
Oh, that would suck. I do got Jason
man.
back there.
That would suck. Like a Tales from the Hood vibe, but it's all those toys back there.
Right.
Or maybe that would be a dream come true for you. I don't know.
That would be kind of cool. I got the alien now.
Yeah, the alien and the dinosaurs.
Indoraptor. I have Rodan too now.
Oh, Rodan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I started watching the Netflix Jurassic World series. Have you?
I loved it. Binged it in one day.
Wow. I got on to episode like 4 or something. That Latino girl was feeding something to the something. That's where that happened. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, it's an espionage.
Interesting. I thought it was. I thought, wow, these kids are pretty horrible.
They're all pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And I think the dinosaurs look amazing. Like everything looks amazing. I think the character designs are kind of funky, kind of basic looking.
It looks like it's old school animation. It's not like motion captured or anything.
It's old school, yeah.
Rigid, very Shrek.
But yeah, very Shrek. But I actually liked it by the end, and I do like that actual people die.
Interesting. I haven't got. No one has died yet.
So no main characters die, but
Of
but people are legitimately eaten, which I like that they didn't shy away from that. I mean, obviously the people aren't being like torn to shreds, but
yeah,
there's like obviously this person died, was chewed to death, chewed up and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I was like, waiting for Toby. What's up? Well, yeah, Jurassic World. So I ended up put that on about 5 episodes in, so I'm right in the middle, or
Good.
4 or something. Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. So
yeah, and I like it. I'm definitely liking it. I actually like how the composers is combining the themes from all movies.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, and I just found it hilarious that in the opening scene it actually references Jurassic Park 3 without it being like as a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
I
like,
think that was
"Oh,
pretty cool."
Okay. But yeah. So there you go. Final gaze. Watch Jurassic World Cretaceous.
Camp Cretaceous.
Camp Cretaceous.
I hope there's
There
a
we
season
go.
2.
Yeah. Does it end on a cliffhanger, or will you just want me to find out?
You have to find out.
You'll find out. Okay. All right. Well, until then.
Oh, hold on. But do you love Bumpy? Is Bumpy not the cutest?
Bumpy is the cutest, and because of this, I finally I discovered how to say their name right. And Kylosaur.
Yeah, you did it in Kylosaur.
Yeah, well, how I said it so I was like Ankylosaur, what? So now I'm like Ankylosaur. Okay, that's how you say it.
Oh, you make me proud.
But all right. So, oh, look at that. It's adorable. But that was literally the cutest thing, and I was like, oh. I bet he's gonna come back. They kind of set that up with the whole they grow real fast. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he comes back.
Cool. But all right, question 5. I think we've already done this. I know I have, and I did it for free. Wait a minute. Would you spend
Harrison?
Would you spend a full night inside a haunted house if someone paid you?
Yes.
Yes, hands down. I've definitely stayed in haunted places before. Like I stayed at the hotel in Jerome, that hotel at the very top of the hill. Didn't really experience anything too spooky, just that we got a random whiff of cigar smoke, which was odd. And we stayed at a hotel in downtown Phoenix called Hotel San Carlos, which is known for being haunted. Apparently 2 kids drowned in the basement, and a lady committed suicide by jumping off the building. And a similar story, I did stay at the hotel in Flagstaff. It's that really awesome old school hotel right in the Mill Avenue district of that town. And I forget what it's called, Hotel something. It's really like, I don't know. But that was interesting because I think it was just cool because it was old school, and I did nothing happen, but it was just spooky being in an old place, you know.
Can you stay the night in the basement of the first hotel?
Ironically, I don't think it's accessible anymore. But if it was, I don't know. Oh wait, yes. If someone were to pay me, yes. Because all these places were just, hotel places,
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course we would stay there. We paid to stay there. Have you ever stayed at any haunted places?
Not that I know of. I mean, not that I knew of at the time, so I want to.
Right. And then one more place. This is probably the scariest place I've been to, even though nothing happened and we kind of scared ourselves. Me and my friend went to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, specifically because we wanted to see the town where the Mothman, all incidents occurred. And we stayed at their oldest hotel, which was across from the Mothman Museum because it was known for being haunted. And we're like, oh yeah, no, we're just tourists. We just, we're talking to the old guy for like literally the most cliche, like, here's a room for you, And we're like, yeah, we're tourists, we're just kind of checking the area, we're looking for something scary. He's like, oh, well, we'll put you in the scariest room we have, the most haunted room, okay? I'm like, oh shit, what do we get ourselves into? And it was on the 3rd floor, like down the corridor, down a longer corridor, and then to the left, it was like literally the last room on the left of the 3rd floor. And
the last room on the left.
Yeah, no, it was just the most. I mean, we Googled it. We looked up EVPs of what was found in there, and apparently it's just haunted by a boat captain whose ship sunk in the river. So we're like, okay, well,
you woke up with water in your mouth.
We just did not sleep well at all. Like we would always freak out at the smallest sound and just like look in dark corners. And I don't think it was just us being scared, but it was just like it was just the most cliche, like haunted looking room you could ever imagine. So,
I want to do something like that really bad.
yeah, and ironically, we didn't stay there for the second night. We like went to sleep like around 1, and we left at 4 a.m. because we just couldn't do it. Nothing happened.
That's funny.
But it was just, okay, yeah. Oh, shit. And the most haunted place of all we stayed at. The, not the Overlook, but the hotel that inspired the Overlook from The Shining.
Yeah,
I always
don't
forget the
remember
name of that. It's in Colorado, but yeah. So I've seen my fair share. Nothing really horrible happened, really. Except for at Hotel San Carlos, we were doing the spirit box session, and they say they heard my name, my full name, Harrison John Bahi, but I didn't hear it. So I don't know what that was about.
I think we should go back with a proper communication tool, a Ouija board,
No.
and find out.
No. Absolutely not. You can do that with Brian.
I think it's a good idea. He absolutely won't. He will not. He doesn't believe in it, but for some reason he won't do it.
I believe in it, and I won't do it.
I mean, you could. I was like reading. You can just print one out. It counts. It's the intent.
I mean, you know what I'm really concerned. Whoa!
What?
I just had an epiphany. Okay, so it's 2020, and my favorite. There's obviously that legend of a demon called Zozo.
Not Pazuzu?
No, Zozo.
Oh, okay.
Zozo. Z's look awfully like twos.
Oh.
Interesting. But no, I would never ever do.
There's a seed for a movie in there somewhere.
There is, but it would be a horrible time to release it because no one will watch it.
No one will watch it.
Yeah,
That's true.
That opportunity has passed. But yes, we would stay in a hotel, or we would stay somewhere haunted if someone got paid.
Definitely.
It would have to be a lot of money if it were to be somewhere abandoned.
What if it was a sum of money to stay in that spooky part of the reservation that you won't take me to?
Oh my
No
God.
tent. You just have a sleeping bag.
Wow.
You can make a fireplace, though. You can make a fire pit.
That is horrifying to think about. It was so scary when we went there, and it was only 11. Oh my God. Oh, I mean, if you do it,
so bad.
Commendable to you, but I would. No, that just sent shivers down my spine.
I can do it, no problem.
Because not only do you have to contend with whatever's down there, you also have to contend with the surrounding animals.
I'll be fine.
Man found gored to death by a javelina.
Javelina found gored to death by a little gay man.
Oh, boy, the tables have turned. Oh, how ironic. Question number 6. Have you ever used a Ouija board?
I have not. I have never used a Ouija board, and I want to really, really, really bad. Everyone I've met in the entire world, has said never to use it. Absolutely not. The answer has always firmly been no. And urging me to never do it. And I haven't, but I want to really bad. And I have a spooky story about a Ouija board that's in my family, which is why my family is completely against it.
No, please do share.
Okay, so I have a cousin who, her and her group of friends fucked around with the Ouija board, used to do it a lot, and apparently they contacted a child, a boy, I forget the name. Ooh. Apparently it was a young boy, and this young boy, or who said it was a young boy, whatever, my cousin continued to use the Ouija board to contact this entity or whatever, and then apparently it got attached to her, to where I guess my mom is a super religious woman and doesn't really she never fucks around with stuff like this and never jokes around with stuff like this. So she's told me the story, so it's hard to be like, I don't think she would lie or make this up. But she'd said that literally my cousin would throw the Ouija board out into the dumpsters and stuff, and it would show up back in her closet.
Oh, that is a staple in
she
Ouija
would
board
see
stories.
shadows and stuff. She would hear things. They kept trying to throw the Ouija board away, and I guess my cousin's face, like, she started getting super depressed and exhausted and tired and angry all the time and just like just like miserable, and that her face, and she kind of still has it, like, you know, if someone has a stroke, sometimes they lose feeling in their face, like paralyzed, and it slumps. Her face did that.
Wow.
And it was like that for a while. And then my mom was like, one time during all this, I was at the foot of the stairs and I was staring up at the top of the stairs and I was crying, and I was talking to someone and I was crying, and basically the person said they were going to hurt my mom because my mom was like super religious and praying all over the place, that I was crying at the foot of the stairs talking to someone at the top of the stairs saying, you can't hurt my mom.
Wow.
And then so my mom, the way they say the story ended is they went to a very Hispanic family, went to a woman of medicine, a bruja basically is what it was, to go and do a whole thing over them and seance and whatever they did, not a seance, but whatever they did to break the curse.
Ceremony.
A ceremony, and apparently it went away. But my cousin swears this happened. We'll never touch a Ouija board again. If I ever brought it up, she would just like not. She would just walk away. Like,
wow.
So there's that story.
Yeah. So two things. That podcast that you introduced me to, the one with the spooky one, I forget what it's called,
bedtime
right?
stories.
Bedtime stories had a very similar episode like that. Like, a Mexican boy, you did the Ouija board and the whole, trying to throw it away, but it coming back and him getting angry and depressed. And it was like, Jesus Christ, And two, why do you still want to use one after that?
Well, I want to be like, I always imagined doing it again and then contacting that same entity and being like,
oh my gosh.
And then I imagine him coming out of the board and being like, you. And I'm like, you. Like in the third Nightmare on Elm Street. when what's her name? Heather Langenkamp. Nancy first sees Freddy again for the first time, and they're like, you.
Yeah.
It being like that.
Wow.
But then being best friends.
It's not going to happen. Oh, it's not going to happen like that. And you should never, ever you'd never, ever do that, ever. Just don't. Because that is some serious juju. That is some hardcore juju there. I mean, certainly I can't tell you, I can't stop you. But, geez, for the love of God, don't be like other people. You know what? The rules.
I'm gonna do it now. I just happened to have
God.
made my own. I'm just kidding.
But for all our listeners, and for you, my dear Toby, close the session. Just close the session. Say goodbye. Close the session. Don't leave it open. Don't burn it. Don't throw it away. Don't destroy it.
Have you watched Host yet?
No, I haven't.
Tonight, the second you turn this off, like, it'll spook you the fuck. You will get spooked out. I got spooked out, and I rarely do.
Admittedly, this is kind of getting to me right now. A couple things here. My TV's right in front of me, and there's a reflection like going down the hallway, and usually that back door right there is closed, but I left it open, and I'm just imagining just something.
What's that door?
Oh, it just goes to the room that no one lives in now.
Oh, it's an empty, spooky room?
Yeah. Which,
I wonder,
ironically,
maybe someone does live there.
Oh, that's a perfect segue into question number 7. And I'll go first on this one because technically you already went. Number 7, have you ever had an unexplainable experience with the supernatural? Obviously, you know someone who did. So think about something personal. But it's interesting because my former roommate, It's never been confirmed, but he did briefly mention that he may have been, you know, I don't want to say cursed, but someone did something to him to.
They gave him a button.
It would almost appear to be like that because he has experienced some weird shit in this place, but it only happened to him. And even admittedly, when he was here, it did feel weird. I'm not quite sure if it was because of our strained friendship, but there was just something weird about this house. I can't explain it. It's just a feeling you have, you know? But then the moment he moved out, it just sort of felt like empty in a good way. Like whatever that feeling was gone.
The space is clean.
Yeah. And what he did describe to me was that he, for at least a couple weeks, I think he said, he always had nightmares of the same thing. And it's funny because I told you just earlier today, I was watching the Nightmare documentary about sleep terrors or night terrors. And he would always explain the same thing. A black figure hovering over him, sitting on his chest, choking him. And then every once in a while he would see a black figure in the corner of his room. That room. Yeah. So, and of course he would, every once in a while he said he would hear someone calling his name out from the kitchen, which is just right over there. So he left me with, I'm getting chills right now. So he left me with these tales, and I'm just thinking that someone did something to him because I have not experienced anything like that. And plus, my dad, who is incredibly not religious in the Christian sense, but like traditional
spiritual
sense, spiritual, in our own traditional native ways. He did his own blessing on the house, which of course I always invite. You know, whether it's believed or not, I feel that he finds it necessary. Therefore, I love my dad, so I'll let him do that. But that's my thing. I have one more thing, but have you experienced anything personally with the supernatural?
Yeah, I believe so. There's something that happened that I'll never forget. I was like 7 or 8, and I remember I was at an aunt's house in the shower. I just got out of the shower, and the door was locked. And when you go to open the door or unlock a door, say in the bathroom, you leave, like, it's like almost you open the door and turn off the light simultaneously at the same time. Sometimes you just don't think about it. So I was doing that, except I forgot the door was locked. So I turned the light off and then turned the knob, and it was locked. So obviously I like freak out, but immediately when I turned the light off, I just got a chill in my, like, the spine of my back, and I turned the light back on, and I could swear there was like a man standing behind me in the mirror, like just the outline, but I just remember white eyes, like white circles.
Holy
and just
shit.
the outline, and then starting to scream my head off. And then my mom or whatever trying to open the door, and then finally I unlocked it and came out, and I told them what happened, and they I was raised super religious, so everyone started praying over me and stuff. But I remember that, and I just remember vividly what I saw in the mirror.
How old were you?
Like 7 or 8.
Wow. Do you think that maybe that incident sort of ingrained in your mind a fear of shadows?
I wonder, just talking about it right now, maybe that definitely could have been it.
Wow.
Thinking back, I'm like, I wonder if that was that demon that was a kid.
Interesting. That's terrifying.
Being a dick. But you know what is funny is my mom has had experiences, and it's also always been with the shadow figure, which makes me think, like, is this a Toby situation?
Right.
It's like
Toby
a thing that's following
Toby.
the family. Oh, how pissed! What a jerk that would be.
That'd be horrible. But unfortunately, it's a terrific idea for a short film.
It is terrific. Yeah, you're right, actually.
You said subtle. That is very subtle. I love that. Hint, hint. That'd be a terrific short film for you to do.
That is a good
Based
one.
on a true story. You can sell it with that
Based on
with
a true
that
story.
tagline, and people will shit themselves. But yeah, and that's horrifying. That's horrifying. And it's funny because when I'm at work, that happens to me a lot. Because sometimes I lock the door when I'm alone. I don't lock it because I'm alone in the office. But sometimes I lock it and I forget that I lock it. So when I'm done in the bathroom, you're right. You turn the light off, open the door, but then the light goes off and the door doesn't open. There's a mini panic moment. It's like, ah, shit,
Someone's behind me.
Yeah, because it's just like, oh, and that place is definitely haunted. There's some shipping going on recently because we've been photographing traditional Yavapai baskets, and nothing ever happened until we started messing with those baskets, and things have been like
cursed baskets.
Yeah, in this case in the museum. It's there's photos of the old actual Fort McDowell, which is what our reservation's named after, and there's photos in frames standing up, leaning up against it, and I gotta say, this is the wall and that's the photo. It's leaning back that far. A couple weeks ago, I came into the museum because I always do a check. That photo was literally, it fell forward. Couple things. It's in a case, so there's no wind, and that's the oldest stuff we have in there from the fort. Because there's like bullets, there's some glass, bottles and stuff, and it's just like, what? How could that? Who? There's just no explanation as to how it fell.
Sounds like a cursed object to me.
But it's funny because it is a photo of the fort, so I found that very interesting. But kind of when I was your age, when that incident happened, 7 or 8, and I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I was random nights when I was sleeping, I would be waking up randomly by the feeling of someone like literally just kind of patting my leg, as if just like playfully, like, haha, wake up, and I would wake up in the dark and think, who did that, and maybe, I don't know if I was too young to be scared of it or something, but I don't remember being like really scared. I just remember looking into the dark and being like, no one's here, so I just went back to sleep. But that happened every once in a while, and well, come to hear it, we bring a medicine man over, our traditional medicine man, which would be like a brujo for Latinos, our medicine man for natives, and he told us, there's little shadow people in your house that keep waking you up. So we had the house blessed, and well, it's never happened, but I will always remember the feeling of just those little pats on my leg.
No, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, supernatural. I do believe in ghosts. I do believe in the supernatural, spirits, demons, all that stuff.
I do too.
Yeah, aliens.
Yeah.
Just all probably almost all cryptozoological discoveries, or lack thereof, I do believe in.
I can't wait for our road trip to try and find the Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot. Oh my goodness.
The Bigfoot. And then in Old Nessie. We got to charter a boat.
Nessie. I don't think I'll ever take a boat to the what's that triangle called? Bermuda Triangle.
That's the 3rd season of our reality show, Bermuda Triangle.
The final gaze hit the open ocean. But all right. So that was a great question. So number 8. This one's pretty dark, and my answer is going to be very depressing. But number 8. Do you have a hunch about the way that you will die?
I mean, with the way the world is going, I suspect some sort of war type scenario.
Wow. Okay.
Riots and such, or nuclear explosion, perhaps nuclear bomb. I'm thinking, or natural disaster as well, because shit seems to be going down all over the place as well. There's just all sorts of ways I feel that are realistically possible right now. And then, of course, I could get sick and die. For some reason, that's like low on my list of what I think would happen. I'm seeing more some kind of violent conflict, a confrontation or something.
A calamity so great.
A calamity, yes, some sort of calamity. Hilarity ensues.
Wow. Hilarity ensues. The end of Toby. Wow. No, unfortunately,
That's
mine's
the name
gonna be
of my autobiography.
your autobiography. Hilarity ensues.
Hilarity ensues. The end of Toby.
No, unfortunately, my answer is very straightforward. Probably heart failure. I don't often see people my size living beyond 40,
Komodo dragon
45. Komodo, yeah.
Komodo
But,
dragon attack.
yeah, this does come with a bit of hope. I am working on weight loss now, and right now this is the lowest I have ever been, which is really odd weight wise, because even when I was trying to lose weight, I got to like maybe 448. I'm a 400. Well, spoilers. I currently weigh 444, 5. I forget what they said, but that's the lowest I have ever been, and I wasn't even trying. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So I figured,
awesome.
why not? So I'm focusing on my health. So hopefully it won't be heart disease. Hopefully, as you said, it will be a Komodo dragon.
It'll be a Komodo because that's season 4, Komodo Island.
Komodo Island with the special guest star Kevin Zegers.
Kevin Zegers, yes.
But
We have to take him back to confront the awful movie he made from his childhood.
We need to know why.
We need to know why.
So this one's going to be tricky because I haven't actually fully read any of his novels. But the next question, which Stephen King novel unsettled you the most?
I think maybe it's a tough one. I've never been super unsettled by his books, but there was one death, The Cell. Have you read The Cell?
No.
They made it into an atrocious movie.
That was John Cusack, right?
Oh my god, it was so bad, yeah. They tried to do a Mist ending too, where they changed the ending to make it super depressing, and it just didn't fit. But there's a death in The Cell that I remember reading, being like really disturbed by and like upset, and it happened to like a very likable character I thought was going to be one of the main characters to go throughout. They were in a good chunk of the book, and then when it happened, and the way it was described. So I'd say there's a death in The Cell that really disturbed me. I haven't really been too. It is pretty freaky. It does give you like the chills sometimes. The way it's a lot more serious, I think, in the book than it comes off in the movies. At least the violent parts or the child death. So that book is kind of unsettling. But I'll say The Cell kind of got to me.
Okay. I figured the way I would answer this would be like, because I haven't really read a full book of his. I started, but I just never finished them. Perhaps I started.
They're long, to be fair.
Yeah, I started with it, got like 200 pages in, and I'm like, okay.
That's not the book to start with. That is so.
Yeah.
That is like so huge. Read if I'm a recommendation for his earlier works, that's a pretty easy read and it's not as big. Salem's Lot.
Okay, all right.
It's pretty good, pretty entertaining, and it felt like it went by pretty fast.
Okay. As always, I do have a list of books I want to read, so I'll put it on the list. But I guess maybe I could say in a Stephen King movie, the most unsettled I've ever been was obviously, I think, the most disturbing movie in cinematic history, The Mist, the ending of The Mist. It's just such
that left a very sour feeling in my gut.
Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously, the moment that took away, like, that was at the top as far as moments that literally had me with my mouth open in the theater. Of course, that was dethroned by Hereditary. So, but for a while, it was the ending of The Mist. The ending of The Mist just sucks in all the best ways because it's like, I don't want to be Thomas Jane.
Nihilistic. It's like the definition of nihilism.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, I guess I don't read too much, but Stephen King's always been on my list anyways, so one day I'll finish it.
When you run out of movies and TV shows to watch.
Oh my gosh. When that day comes, oh my god. I don't know when that's going to come, honestly. So now we're on to question number 10. I think this will be interesting. Which unsolved murder fascinates you the most?
I don't know. That's a hard one because I don't know a lot of unsolved murders. You know, there's of course there's the Zodiac, which is really interesting. I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know a whole lot of unsolved murders.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I think my mind when I first read that question, my mind automatically went to one, and it's really that it's quote unquote solved, but for me personally, it is unsolved. But it was that recent person you told me about who died in the canal during Alien August. You know that.
Oh, you know, it's so funny. I didn't even relate that to murder in my mind. It's like aliens.
Yeah. Yeah, but even if it was aliens fucking murdered this guy.
Murdered that dude hardcore.
Yeah, because that is the one that truly was all like, oh, whoa.
See, I was going basic murder, but there is one I'm thinking of. Not so much disturbing. It probably has a simple explanation, but I know it was one that wasn't solved, where it's like in the 1800s, I think, a family on a farm was murdered. They don't know by who. I don't know, with an axe.
Oh.
And they found most of the family in the barn.
Yeah, it was like Germany, right?
Yeah, and the little girl. Bedtime Stories did an episode on this, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely Hinterkaifeck.
Yeah, and it's like the little girl like had chunks of her own hair in her hands because she pulled her hair out because she was in so much pain before she died. Like she was the last to die and like lived for a horrible amount of time in pain. I remember thinking that's such a horrible death, and I wonder what happened there, and you know how you can axe a child to death.
Wow.
A little girl. So what must have spurned this? I don't know if it was a random killing or some kind of grudge. I don't know. That murder has always stuck in my mind just because of the image of like a little girl pulling her hair out from the pain of being axed to death.
Yeah, and the most creepy part of that story is apparently the person who murdered them was hiding in the attic.
Yeah, see? Yeah. And it's not solved, right? Am I correct in saying that?
No, it remains unsolved.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think another creepier thing is what happened after, that apparently that whoever was the murderer lived in that house for a little while, you know, just tended to the horses, made meals.
That's so creepy.
Jesus. And another one, just because of the podcast, the Dyatlov Pass incident with those Russian.
Of course. I mean,
God.
Were they murdered though? I mean, I don't know. That's such an interesting story as well.
And I don't know, that podcast has been great. Gosh, there's so many more I could think about now. But just, I think for me, what takes the cake is probably, whether it's in a murder or not, the guy got fucked up, and it's just more curiosity of like, what the hell did that?
Yeah,
I agree. Alien guy.
That's a good one.
Well, this is great because now the next question, in your opinion, what is the most brutal way to die?
Oh man, I mean, there's just so many ways. Like, I always try and imagine. It's hard. I think of like the most fucked up stuff sometimes, and like situations I would never want to find myself in, or like how would I escape and stuff. But I mean, any kind of being stabbed to death, I feel like is horrible. Like getting cut open while you're alive. Any kind of mutilation while you're alive, I feel like is just the worst. Like I saw a movie that I hated. It was so stupid. It was like 20,000 psychopaths or something. 21,000 Have you seen it?
Or sounds familiar.
Hundreds. I don't know. 1,000 psychopaths, something like that. It has
7
good old Freddy Krueger in it and Lin Shaye. Anyways, a bunch of like hot young somethings end up at a farm or cult place where they torture people, of course. And one of the characters is gay. And I remember watching this and being like, this is fucking terrible. Who thought this was a good idea? They kill him by spit roasting him. Like they put a metal pole through his ass and it comes out his mouth, and then they rotisserie style him. Oh, they're cannibals, duh. Yeah, they eat them.
Right. Duh, they gotta be cannibals.
Of course. And so I just thinking like, how fucking terrible, because I'm pretty sure in the Renaissance age or medieval times they did shit like that to people.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's just a myriad of anything that involves penetration.
Anything that involves penetration. Wow. Yeah, no, that's all. That's a pretty horrible way to die. I actually have a top 3 ways that I would not want to die.
Okay.
We'll start with the third one. I would not want to burn to death.
That's my number 1 too.
Yeah, I would not want to be. I would not burn.
It doesn't look fun in any of the movies I've seen it happen in.
No. No. The second one is death by machinery.
like a factory accident.
Yeah, because I remember this one time I got in, it's one of those dark paths you take, and I think either it was that or was randomly posted, but people dying in factory accidents, just a machine doing what it's supposed to do, but a human just gets tossed in the middle of it, and he gets fucked up.
Shredded.
It's unfortunately, I've seen videos of that happen, and I'm just like, no.
Ooh.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that would suck.
Specifically, those machines that grind up cars, and they go like that, and it's I just always imagine. I've never seen it before, but imagining someone falling into that, and someone looking at someone helpless to be unable to help them, and they're just being shredded by this machine, and it's just. I'm
pretty sure that's a villain death in one of the James Bond movies.
Probably. But the one movie that really stuck out to me was The Mangler. So the old
that
lady.
Piece of shit movie.
Yeah, a death like that. I mean, say what you will, but that death haunted me. Because
it was pretty rough.
I don't like that. I do not like that. And the first, being buried alive.
Yeah.
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 I'm just
like
sometimes,
Kill Bill style?
Like Kill Bill style, Texas Funeral style. Randomly, I'll just be sitting here, and for no reason at all, I'll think about me being buried alive, and I would just freak out
We're so similar because I do that too.
Yeah. Because,
I'll daydream and start thinking of something terrible, and then just freak myself out, and oftentimes it is getting buried alive.
Yeah, and it's just the complete darkness, and this ain't no buried thing. There's not gonna be no cell phone, just you in the ground, in total darkness.
And can you imagine if it's
slowly.
in a safe or something, or in a concrete block?
God, and I'm thinking every time when I'm really comfortable in bed, I'm like, okay, well then I need to switch because this position got boring, so I move on my side or something. You can't do that in a coffin. You are stuck there, and oh God, I would hate to die that way. I think that's the most brutal way to die, because it's a slow death. Ugh. And then I think about people who are probably buried alive right now. Somewhere in the world there is someone dying slowly in a coffin in the ground.
Shut up. What? Sorry.
Oh, but yeah, that's those are my horrible ways to die. On to the next one, shall we?
Let's go.
Oh, this one's easy. Number 12. Which horror movie scarred you for life?
I mean, I'm trying to think if there was a specific movie that really got there's more scenes that scarred me for life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like the alien walking across the alleyway in Signs, fucking scarred me for life.
Specific moments like that, I guess, would scar you. Not the whole movie.
Not the whole movie. I mean, Hereditary, I still will sometimes feel like you hear it in the middle of the night, or I mean when they walk in and see the mom in the corner, the shadow of the mom, like that. Yeah. So I'd say more probably that scene in Signs. I don't know if there's a specific whole movie that. You know what? No, just kidding. Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh.
The scene where the little armadillo thing gets killed on screen, stabbed to death, has always been in my mind. I won't forget that creature screaming.
Yeah, and
that movie, and I'll never watch that again.
And not to mention that it does feature a anal skewering.
Yeah.
Yep. Right there.
So.
Wow.
There you go. Unwrapping everything.
But yeah, I think everyone knows. I mean, if true fans of the show know what movie scarred me for life, and it was our very first episode, Event Horizon. You know,
I can't believe that was our first episode. Holy
that
shit.
was. You ever go back and listen to it? Because I did that
I
recently.
I haven't. I'm kind of nervous.
It's all right. It's all right. I thought it was kind of weird. We were still doing the whole step by step thing, which I guess was cute for a while.
Better with age, I'd say.
Yeah, but Event Horizon, that has always haunted me because I saw that at such a young age, so it's like that's what stuck. But around the same time, not that the movie was too overtly scary, but the creature in the movie scared me the most. Pumpkinhead. Mm-hmm. People think be scared to be chased by Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface.
Pumpkinhead does it.
I'll gladly be chased by those three if anyone but Pumpkinhead, because
he is pretty spooky.
I don't think people know. Like they say Pumpkinhead, they think probably someone who literally has a pumpkin on their head, and like no,
like Sam.
And then I show them, and they're like, oh yeah, fuck that,
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be next year. Actually,
rest in peace, Stan Winston.
Oh yes, and yeah. I mean, recently it's taken a while for something cinematic to be experienced in the theater to really, scar me. But again, Hereditary. Hereditary was the one movie that legitimately scared the hell out of me. Mm-hmm. And just last night, because I had a friend over to watch a movie, we ended up watching Into the Wild. But for the longest time, I kept trying to apply logic, because he hates horror movies. Like, he's scared to death of them. And I was trying to give him all these logical reasons. Well, if you watch what I think to be the scariest movie of the decade, then you'll be jumping into the deep end of the horror pool. So anything after that won't even match how scary this is, And unfortunately, he obviously said no to Hereditary. But I kind of wish he did, because ultimately, you can get through that. You can get through anything. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I would say those three. Signs, really, 2 as well. I just didn't want to say it because I feel like I was just copying you. But yeah, that scene is fucking scary.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I can just remember that night because it came out I think at a time when it was cooling down in Arizona, so I was up my window open. But that night I didn't, because obviously I would just be like,
fuck no,
that fucker's gonna walk right across the window. So the next one, this should be interesting only because I know my it's not a scary story, but number 13. Ooh, have you ever seen a fresh corpse?
No, I don't think I've ever seen an actual dead body. Well, no, that's not kidding. Yeah, I've been to funerals. Just kidding. I've never seen a fresh corpse.
Yeah. Okay, well, unfortunately I have, but it's not a scary story at all. It's actually a tragic one, because my grandma's sister, which it doesn't matter because we always called all of her sisters grandma. So my other grandma, we were told to come to the hospital immediately because we think that this might be her, last kind of moments. And unfortunately, I got there 5 minutes after she passed, and she was lying there. She wasn't alive, but it was also beautiful because she was also surrounded by family. But that is the first time that I've actually ever seen an actual not from a funeral, literally just passed on moments before. So yeah, unfortunately I have seen a fresh corpse. So, and it's just very odd, it's someone that you knew your whole life, and you can hear her voice, you can see them moving around, and then just to see them not doing anything, it's just such a bizarre feeling. It just looked like she was it looked like she was just asleep, but in a really like how I probably look when I pass out drunk,
a heavy sleep.
Yeah, and it's just damn. But yeah, I have seen a fresh corpse, so. But yeah, no, it's not really a spooky story. I don't mean to bring the feels in this, but yeah. So we'll go on to the next question. Number 14. Have you ever had your tarot cards read?
Yes, I have.
I remember we talked about this
Twice.
recently.
So the first time was with a friend who was very spiritual, very into all that. And we did it, like, did the whole card thing, and that time it was nothing but bad. It was like, she kept, like, flipping a card and being like, and she kept making comments like, well, you can interpret these different ways, without actually telling me, like, what they were until the end. She's like, well, won't worry about this one for right now. And I'm like, that doesn't count. Like, I'm pretty sure. Just tell me what it says. And she was like, well, I mean, this one says you're going to probably have a really hard time making friends, if any. This one's like, you're probably going to die young. And this one's just nothing but strife and hardship. And I was like, oh, good. Great. That's wonderful. So there's that. And then Brian, we kind of did it. He has tarot cards in a book, and we did it maybe a couple weeks ago, and it was much more positive. So we'll see.
Interesting. I mean, you know, we're of an older age, 30. So do you think in this past decade,
31, Harrison?
31 now. We're both
31
now. Oh, after 30, we'll just
Rob
round
Zombie
down.
presents 31.
But would you say, like, in the past decade, that's been true?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. And then one also has to, we can't talk about this without talking about your family history involving demonic entities. You know, if we're truly going for a Toby-esque thing, you know, what if, what if that was attributed to the existence of whatever that was, you know?
That's true. Oh, we're just uncovering all kinds of things.
Yes. You know, not to scare you, but, you know, just interesting thought.
Great.
Yeah.
Sleep well tonight for sure.
Yeah. So I have had my tarot cards read, and it's funny because I think the person who did the reading sort of predicted her own departure from, like, our own downfall of friendship, you know, because she said that it was something along the lines of, yeah, it looks like you're going to lose some friends pretty soon, and, you know, they're not going to be around you anymore, and you're going to be very sad. And I'm like, oh, okay then. And then he's like, yeah, like, gosh, maybe several months.
By the way, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
But no, like several, like a couple months or several months, I don't know. But within the vicinity of that reading, you know, our friendship just dissolved, you know.
That sucks.
And I'm not one to usually blame.
Not to laugh, I'm sorry, but
yeah, no, it's hilarious because thinking back on it, it is pretty kind of funny how it happened. But I don't know if I told you this story, but we were on a road trip to I think Texas, would eventually lead us to Florida, and we love, you know, like the dark macabre stuff, you know. So we planned to stop in New Orleans, and we did, and we stayed at this really spooky, like, plantation-esque hotel, like right in the middle of the, you know, the district there, the French district. And
that sounds so good.
Yeah, but the thing is, and you know, I'm not one to say you can get addicted to weed, but I will say that you can come to depend on it, you know? And unfortunately, she just came to depend on the stuff, and she ran out. And she just got incredibly moody.
That can be a bummer.
Yeah.
Moody.
Moody, like, you know, as if, like, think, like, it's not my fault you smoked all your weed, and it's not my fault that you don't have any weed. And, you know, it just kind of put a damper on things, I guess, you know? So I felt like such a horrible person because at that point I said I can't handle it anymore. So I just up and left New Orleans.
Her. Oh,
I left her. I left her in New Orleans, and I
would have left that
to.
stoner there too.
I mean, we had our own vehicles, but it was just like I had to leave. You know,
that's shitty though.
She was ruining, you know, what was supposed to be an awesome event. You know, like we had planned to take a tour through the cemeteries, you know, like the ones with all, like, the tall, you know, whatchamacallit, you know, the classic
mausoleum.
Something mausoleum. There we go.
How many gays does it take to say words?
2 apparently. But yeah, no, it was just But we're kind of finding ourselves again. I'm like, we're friends on Facebook. It's the kind of baby steps, you know.
You have
I
that
feel
ability
kind of
to
older, a
like
little
be
wiser.
friends with people from the past.
Yeah, I'm hoping this one will be fine because I do kind of low key miss her. She was
My
she
friends
was my
tend
movie
to
buddy.
disappear.
Just gonna slowly back up.
End meeting.
So about that shadow I see in my house, that's not you, is it?
That'd be funny.
But-
This has all been recording, and I've been in your place the whole time.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no. But I am definitely open to having them read again. I feel I am way more. I recently just a huge surge of happiness has washed over me, so I'm kind of wondering what these readings will be like now. So, but of course, I'm being very, very, very cautious because this is just things are going too well.
Don't enjoy it.
Like I said before, I'm riding this wave as long as I can. So on to question number 15, which kind of adds into one of horrible ways to die. So I think we already know the answer is for me. Would you sleep inside of a coffin for a night?
Yes, funny story. So Brian used to work at a escape room, and one of the escape rooms had a coffin in it, vampire themed. I don't really remember, but I used to go hang out at his work during the day or after hours and stuff, so I've been able to roam some of those rooms. And so the coffin I did go inside of had a padlock, and I had to lock me in.
Wow.
And let me tell you, highly recommend it.
You didn't hate it.
It just was like so serene and quiet and peaceful, and I was like, damn, I could take a nap in here.
I
would.
Yeah, you see an open coffin, maybe. But to experience what it's like to be buried alive.
I mean, he did shut it. It was full wooden thing, and he had a padlock. But it was more like, it was more like a vampire coffin. It wasn't like a giant heavy coffin. I've been in one of those and shut the thing, and I thought it was kind of comfortable. But it was basically just a box, that looked like a coffin. But he did padlock it. I heard it snap shut.
Wow.
I could not open it when I tried, but it was super peaceful.
You didn't panic or anything?
Mm-mm. I thought I would, and I didn't. I really didn't.
Wow.
I wanted to just be like,
Come back about an hour.
go back to go back to work, and then have actual people come into the escape room, and when they open it up, it's me taking a nap, angrily shutting it again.
No, I don't think I mean, if it were open and all that, but to be locked in a coffin, I don't think I would. I'd probably just freak out. I mean, I freak out just thinking about it.
Now, what if you were locked in a coffin with Tom Holland?
Oh, I would crush that little twink to death.
But what if?
But what if? Honestly, my logical mind is just like, oh my God, there's two of us in here. There's not enough oxygen. There's not enough room. But
Okay. Let me change the question. What if it was with Spider-Man?
oh, then he'd get us out immediately. He wouldn't be in that situation. Yeah.
But if he was.
Yeah. Tom Holland lifted a building off of his shoulders. He can get us out of a coffin.
He can. I believe in Tom Holland. Now, what if it was like Chris Hemsworth? I believe he could get me out of that coffin.
Chris Hemsworth or Thor?
Hemsworth.
Okay. Yes. I think so. Thor,
How
I'd prefer
how hilarious
Thor.
would it be? How hilarious would it be if you were actually kidnapped and buried alive, and it was with someone like Chris? It was Chris Hemsworth you were with.
That'd be funny if it were Chris Pratt, because then we'd get into a deep conversation about. So I hear you're a homophobe.
Oh, that piece of shit. I know. I liked Chris Pratt. I was definitely on the Chris Pratt train for a long time, and then I did read about the whole. He donates to a church that is completely against homosexuality, and it is really upsetting, obviously, because Jurassic Park World is my favorite franchise. So when I watch the movie, I have to really ignore that. And Owen really isn't my favorite character. It's Claire. Claire is my favorite character. So I just have to take solace in the fact that she is not a homophobe. And
and for me,
he's just playing a character.
And for me, it was Andy Dwyer because I think I knew him best from Parks and Rec than Jurassic World. So, which I think is a little easier to see him not as a homophobe.
That
in Parks
being
and Rec.
said, wouldn't mind being locked in a coffin. With him.
Oh, right. With definitely Tom. I mean, if I had my pick, it would obviously be Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number one pick would be. There's just so many. Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, Captain America. Which I still haven't seen that photo.
I got it right now on my phone. I can show it. Want to see it?
Yeah, send it my way. Or show our viewers. Or should we? No.
You want to see it? I can show it. It's been on Twitter. Okay. 1-star reviews from Chris Hemsworth fans. So this is whatever, right?
Oh my God. That's
Okay,
Captain America's dick. Wow. Okay. Well, it has been seen.
First image. It's amazing.
Yeah, he took it at. Oh no, that's a video, or was that the time?
It was. He took several videos. It's funny because he also has a bunch of pictures of himself in his camera roll.
Wow.
But
Who doesn't?
I love Chris Evans. I think he's. I mean, yeah. I can't. I have like one. Don't want to show that. Just kidding.
Yeah, put that away.
But I have several pictures of myself in my photo gallery. So
subscribe to the OnlyFans for the Final Gays for that. Only $6 a month now.
That's it. Lowered rates because of COVID.
Yeah. Well, shall we move on? Number 16 is a fun. This one's gonna be a fun one. In the zombie apocalypse, what would be your weapon of choice?
I've thought about this many times. I would say it would be a staff, but opens up into a sword.
Okay.
Because I feel like a staff you can like easily, without having to like hack and slash your way through things, just push them away. It depends on the zombies as well. Are these fast moving zombies or are they regular zombies?
I feel Walking Dead zombies would be, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like a staff sword type deal. I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think a lot of people.
Maybe
First,
like a bow.
a
and
bow?
arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a bow and arrow.
I'm not very good at it, but.
I'm not either. I mean, at least as far as I know, but by that point, hopefully it will be.
Hopefully will be, yeah. For me, I'd like to go just simple machete. At least a really, like, not the normal size machete, but like a Jason X, size machete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously I think guns are practical,
Like
but
the great sword.
yeah.
Pyramid Head's great sword.
Oh, that! Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go. We'll do you better. We'll do Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy VII.
A building.
Yeah. No. I'd like to just go for like a sharp weapon. Guns are nice, but we wouldn't really get into like the practicality of it. Not reliable. It'll jam. It'll be loud, so it'll
ammunition.
attract the horde. Yeah.
You could just run out of ammunition. Yeah.
Yeah, guns or knives don't run out of ammo, So, I'm thinking just straight on machete. It's funny because at first I was going to say like samurai sword, but
katana. Definitely a katana.
But like it's funny because I think all the kind of swords like that exist in the USA, like that you can just buy from a store, aren't properly made, so they're weak. So it would have to be like an actual
you have to
properly
import one.
Forged samurai Japanese steel,
I agree.
Not the knife store at Arizona Mills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has some cool stuff though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I remember I got two swords back there. I got the Excalibur and the Witch King sword. So and
cool.
both are horribly flimsy, and I'm thinking this ain't gonna do shit in a zombie apocalypse. So machete it is. But all right, on to our next. Oh, okay. This number 17. What do you want your last words to be?
Death is only the beginning.
Oh, right. I would honestly, I'd want to go in a wholly geeky way. This is what I say to people just that I never want to see again, that I won't see again for sure. May the force be with you.
Maybe that's a good one. Maybe like life finds a way.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll see you soon.
Oh God.
Or I don't know. I might just be an asshole and say something super cryptic like
I buried the gold at.
Yes, exactly. That would be so shitty. Oh my God. They'd be like trying to bring me back so fast.
Wow, God, I love it.
It'd be something ridiculous. It would be something like death is only the beginning. I'd say something stupid like that.
Yeah, and that's if we have the opportunity to say the last word, you know?
I'll be back.
Shit. Oh God, what would I be? What would be something scary?
I would say something like, I'll be seeing you. And then die with
like,
my eyes open, like staring at the person.
Oh God. Like, I know your secret.
I know what you did.
Oh shit, like what did I do? You know?
Yeah, exactly. The
like,
rest of your life you would be
mean?
like, holy shit.
He knew? Oh God.
He knew?
But all right, this is going to be interesting because I think it's a very Saw-inspired question.
Okay.
If you had to chop off a piece of your body, which would you choose?
I mean, if we can choose, like probably just a finger, like my pinky.
Oh, okay. Well, let's say like actual limb.
Like a limb? Oh. My hand, my left hand.
Yeah, that's kind of
It'd be my
pointless,
left
right?
hand. My left hand, I do everything with this one.
Just that and this.
Yeah, and I would get a hook, faux show.
Oh.
None of that prosthetic shit. I want a hook.
There we go. Gosh, hopefully by that time there'll be some, Bucky replica arms you can wear, Winter Soldier.
No, I want the hook.
Oh, you want the hook? Okay.
I just want a hook, so that and then when I talk to people, be like, "Thanks, you're so sweet," and like softly caress their skin with the hook.
I would befriend someone named Helen.
Helen, no, Harrison, hi, and I would just like brush your hair away with the hook. There's a
no.
strand of hair in your face. Whooshing, let me get that for you.
Yeah, no, I think I gotta say the same because I'm seeing all the practicality of not having a hand, like a hook,
Jing, 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 jing.
Oh, you're being robbed? Oh, let me stab you with my hook.
Yeah, and I want it to always make sounds like when I move it, like. Whoosh.
Oh, so yeah, I would probably cut off my arm or hand at least. Why else? What else would you choose? I don't know. Like you need to walk around.
I mean, I'm not gonna choose my feet. Yeah, for sure, not gonna choose my legs. So we need my head.
That's why that lady survived.
I don't know.
And Saw whatever, where she chopped her arm off. Yeah.
Saw 6, she chopped her arm off. Yeah.
So.
That was a good one. I liked that opening.
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite one. Saw 6.
That's a good one.
But all right, number 19. Huh. Which horror movie murder did you find the most disturbing? Mine's already The Mangler. Well, that's not really a murder.
There's just so many. Fuck. That's a tough one. I mean, we just reviewed House That Jack Built. I mean, the whole cut your tits off murder was pretty terrible.
Yeah, but it was too brief. I didn't feel it.
It was too brief, you're right.
I guess child murders could be frowned upon. I mean, still from the House That Jack Built, but it wasn't like... They didn't stick with me for the reasons that it should have, though. It was more hilarious than disturbing.
Now, murder, like serial killer murder?
Yeah, I would say that.
Obviously. I remember there was one movie. Have you seen Evidence?
Mm-mm.
With Rhoda Mitchell and Thomas Jane?
Yeah, you told me about it.
It's such a whatever movie, and I think it's just because I was super baked when I watched it the first time. But there's a woman who gets caught by the killer whose modus, his weapon is a blowtorch. Mm-hmm. And he gets her and starts like somehow this blowtorch is also a lightsaber and can just slice off limbs by just like a swipe of it. So he like sliced her leg off and she fell, sliced her arm off with it, and then just started like going back and forth over just above her with it, and it set her on fire, and like she's screaming bloody murder. And it's a lot of it is in silhouette, like you see it happening, but it's very dark as well.
I gotta watch this.
So yeah, and I just remember watching it being like, that's fucked up. Like her screams, I think the actress did a really good job of like playing off getting her limbs cut off and set on fire. Mm-hmm. I remember thinking, like, when I watched it, like, got that ugly feeling, like, I didn't really want to see that. That was gross. So yeah. I can think of that.
And I guess it's kind of funny that, you mentioned, like, as far as limbs being kind of burned off.
Yeah.
Going back to the Saw movies, recently in the pandemic, me and my former roommate, we watched the whole, like, series, like, back to back to back all the way to completion.
No, I want to watch it now.
Yeah. And I have all of them on Vudu, so you can.
You own them.
All of them. Yep. I don't know if I have Jigsaw. Yeah, I know I have Jigsaw. I think I do.
Did you like Jigsaw?
Nah.
Hot take. Did you like Jigsaw?
I don't think I did. It was masquerading as a Saw movie, but a lot of the Saw elements were missing. Like the really intense filmmaking, the 360s, the sped up images. It would look too.
I'm so happy that Darren Bousman is back for Spiral.
Which
I think Darren Bousman really like is where Saw, the feeling of Saw. I mean, the first one was amazing, it was good, but I feel like when Darren Bousman came into 2, 3, 4, is what we think of Saw being like the flash cuts, the different filtered whatever color lenses.
No, did he do 6 or was that Kevin Guter?
He only did 2, 3, 4, and then now Spiral.
Yeah,
but Chris Rock picked Darren Bousman to come back.
Yeah, good call.
I think speaks a lot. Yeah, so
which
I agree with
one
Jigsaw.
Day, yeah, which hopefully one day we'll see.
When I first saw Jigsaw, the first time I watched it, I was pretty pumped, and I left feeling pretty satisfied. But I think I was just so starved for a Saw movie, and I was so excited for it. I think the best part of the movie is 2 tracks, which is the opening title tracks, which aren't on the soundtrack, and Bucketheads.
Yeah, no, that's actually I haven't really listened to any of those scores really. So
that's a pretty it's a pretty typical Saw score, but it has some good.
Was
pieces.
It still by
Charlie Clouser?
Charlie Clouser, okay.
Shotgun, the track Shotgun
from Jigsaw.
From Jigsaw, it's good.
Oh, okay. Because there's one, and I don't remember which Saw was in. I think at one point they all just sort of blended into one movie for me. Especially when you watch them back to back on like 4, 5, and 6, and they just literally happen moments after another. There's 2 deaths that I think really got to me. One was that fat dude in the hotel who...
Yes.
Yeah, because it was easy to see myself in that situation as a fat man because he's fat. It's not that he gets murdered because most of the stuff that happens to him is by his own doing, but like getting your eyes gouged and your limbs ripped off, and you put yourself in that situation. I'm like, fuck. And
that was rough.
Yeah.
I think 4 is the cruelest of all the movies. I remember watching 4 and being like, this one isn't fun. This one is really painful. Where the other ones, I was like,
yeah.
I mean, this is terrible, but the music's cool and it looks like a music video. I feel like 4 was like, okay. I mean, like the woman getting her hair scalp pulled, like that was...
See, that was horrible, but then the same thing almost happens in Piranha 3D, where it's like, ha ha, ha ha.
Which was fucking hilarious, you're right.
And then the one death that got stuck with me, because it's such a slow death, and you know what's coming, and he's still fighting for, fuck you, all that shit, where that detective gets crushed.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Especially when you see what he ultimately ends up as. A big old bloody mass
steaming
of flesh
pile of nothing.
Yep. Oh. That one would be a horrible way to go.
You know what's so funny is that detective and then Detective Hoffman, the bad guy, so fine.
Oh.
I remember being like, these two should get together. I was just like such beefy... Just hot detectives.
Just
I was
stop
like,
torturing
even
each other. Just fuck.
Just fuck each other. Like, come on.
That's
what I was waiting for. That's the. This is your true test. Can you take it without lube? Detective Hoffman.
God, that's got to
I
be.
want to play a game.
There's got to be some kind of gay parody of that somewhere.
What would it be like? Can you take 5 cocks without lube in the next 30 seconds?
Can you have sex with this man and not catch feelings? Oh no!
Starts like gouging their own eyes.
Oh, but yeah, I think
great.
those are the most fictional. I think deaths that got to me. So I'm gonna say no to this next question already. No explanation. It's just right. It's no, never, ever, ever. Number 20. Would you buy a doll that you knew was haunted?
No.
Yep. Good.
I don't like dolls. I don't like toys. They remind me of kids, and I don't like kids. So, no, I wouldn't buy the doll. And second, yeah, it's haunted.
Yeah.
So, no.
You know what's crazy, though, is I say no, but there was a moment when I almost, and I'm not saying it was haunted, but...
Bought the original Annabelle?
No, but we were in San Francisco, just walking down this one random place, and there's a pawn shop. And in that pawn shop window, literally the same size Raggedy Ann doll that Annabelle was. So
I was close.
Yep. So I was like, it's not haunted, at least as far as I know. It looks cool, but then I didn't. And it was only $20. So I could have,
Not
but
bad.
I didn't.
You could have. I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah. But okay, on to 21. Who is your favorite fictional serial killer?
Ooh, that's a good one. Is she are assassins serial killers?
I guess. They just have a profession
I
attached to it.
My favorite then would be Villanelle from Killing Eve. I don't know if you've seen Killing Eve.
Mm-mm.
So good. It is so fucking good. It's such an easy watch. There's 3 seasons out. Highly recommend, but they have the titular character is Villanelle, who is this sexy young psychopathic assassin who murders people in she does it in very weird, interesting ways, to have fun with it. I don't know. She's just a great character. She's obviously crazy, but somehow has some kind of moral code and is really adorable as well. I don't know, but she's my favorite serial killer.
Is it a TV show or a movie?
It's a TV show. It's a BBC series as Sandra Oh as the main character, as Eve. Highly recommend though. They just finished their 3rd season. I'm greatly anticipating the 4th.
Is it is it gory? Is it bloody? Violent?
No, it's not a horror. It's not a horror series. It's very much like a more lighthearted, funnier Hannibal. Because it's about a detective who's obsessed with trying to find Villanelle, and she herself maybe is developing. She's obsessed with this serial killer assassin woman, or is she falling in love with her? They have, and then Villanelle herself starts finding getting an attraction to the detective who's after her. So it's like a sexy cat and mouse. Are they gonna fight each other, or are they gonna run off together, kind of a thing? So
interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. What is it playing on anything right now or?
Hulu. It's on Hulu.
I had to get rid of Hulu, unfortunately.
Highly recommend. But another one would be, Patrick Bateman.
Patrick Bateman?
American Psycho.
All right.
Oh, man, I would be dead. No way I'm saying no to that.
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, of course I'll come up to your apartment.
Sure.
Yes, I'll get
Heads
in your
the freezer.
limo.
Whatever.
Get some spoons.
You're biting that person next to me to death? I didn't see nothing.
Well, it's so great because it's so fresh in my head, so I'll be like, damn it, Toby. Don't be that guy. But yet again, you would end up in Michael Rooker's suitcase, so it is what it is. Oh, God, I don't know. Honestly, serial killer-wise, I don't know. Mine's pretty boring now because I was just going to say Freddy Krueger, but
child murder and molester.
I mean, at least the original Freddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, and that kind of comes down as to the reason why I like him as movies too, because his deaths are so fantastical and over the top that it's so funny and awesome. You know.
I mean, I guess Billy and Stu.
Wait, what?
Billy and Stu.
Billions
Billy
too.
and Stu.
Oh,
Mocker?
I thought you were like Billions too. I'm like, what the hell
Billy
is that?
in the Stew.
Billy in the
Billy in the Stew.
Billions stew, right? Yeah. Well, I think Freddy has, I think Freddy has a lot of creative kills, and I think that's why I like him, And Jason's all hack and slash, and don't even talk to me about Halloween for another 2 years. So, all right, so we're on to number 22. Do you believe in any mythical monsters like chupacabras or shadow people? I think that's kind of repetitive now, don't you think?
Yeah, I definitely believe. I mean, I don't know if I believe in the chupacabra. Be
But
fun
like
though. I
other
like
things,
it.
yeah.
But definitely, I have a lot of beliefs in a lot of
Yeah.
spooky, spiritual things.
Yeah, literally, we told many stories already about our experiences, so we very obviously
so
believe.
Please see below for the answer to that question.
Yeah, I haven't met a chupacabra, but I have met other things, so I don't know. If they exist, why wouldn't he, or it?
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. Well, all right.
One-star reviews from the chupacabra.
One says, like, these fuckers don't believe in me.
Oh, God damn it.
I guess he speaks
Gar.
English.
He speaks English, yeah.
So number 23. How long do you think you would last in a horror movie?
Okay, so I'd like to say I would last the whole time because of, our knowledge of horror movies. So I feel like I would think it would aid us in that. But I also am the person who was like, I'm not afraid of you. Go ahead and come at me, so.
Do you want to play
I feel like I would,
serial killer?
Exactly. Be like, oh. So, stick your knife into something like this. So, I like to think I'd make it to at least, I'd be like the second or the third kill. I want to be like the kill right before the climax.
Gotcha. Like, oh no, not him.
Yeah, like, oh damn, I thought he was gonna make it, but he didn't.
Like Randy.
Like a Randy, I guess.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'd probably be more of like a Sarah Michelle.
Oh, right.
I would definitely be Miss Sarah Michelle because I'd be like, you suck. You're wrong about all the movies. And then that person would go back and like... Also, if a killer called me, I would be like, why would you answer a question with a question?
Oh my... Oh, like...
I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Pull the Ron Swanson answer a question.
I'd be like, I dare you. My doors... I like would open my door and be like, come and get me. Yeah. So that would be my downfall.
Yeah. I feel I would be that sacrifice. I'd be the one to sacrifice myself to like quickly get in. Like it's either me or the other person, and then
like through you at the last second. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I am the one that gets killed off. Probably towards the end, like not like.
I feel like you would last longer than me.
I don't know, man, because it depends, I guess. Because if this is a serial killer movie where people are chasing me, I'm fucked anyways.
But also, I feel like you're incredibly strong and could probably like down that person if you got a swipe in or a punch in or something.
I feel
you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah, if anything, I would definitely go out with a fight. I feel if I would go the way that Yaphet Kotto did in Alien.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he went out.
I'm okay with going like that. I don't want to go down like a fucking pussy. I don't want to not have a fight with
No, I'm kicking and screaming. Mm-hmm. So we just watched, Brian watched the remake of The Last House on the Left. And and I loved it. I forgot. That is a great, very underrated movie, I think. But the whole time we were just saying what we would be doing different with the whole hostage situation. And I'm like, we're both like, I'd be talking shit. I'd be like screaming. I'd make it so difficult that they would for sure kill me because I would be just not letting it happen. Like there's so many different things I would have done different than these white girls did. Like I wouldn't have even been in the car by that point. I'd rather get shot than like what ends up happening to them. So
Yeah, I feel we say that because I say a lot of things too, but I suppose we'll never know until we're actually put in these situations, because, for all we know, maybe it is really easy to trip and fall when you're being chased by a killer.
That's true. I'm kind of clumsy. I probably would trip and fall.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm not going out without a fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely same. It's you or me, and if it's me, then at least my friends survive.
And there'd just be tons of talking shit left and right.
Mm-hmm. Like the chick from Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, just like that. Or even in the last house, the poor friend Paige. It gets double knifed, double shanked.
Oof. I want a moment to happen between me and the killer where like he's like monologuing, and then
you're like I've heard this shit before.
Well, not even that, but I want a Falcon moment from Winter Soldier. He's like, man, shut the hell up, and then we just charge at each other.
Yeah, I'd be like, shut up, I don't care, just fucking do it.
La di da di da di da.
Yeah.
So I think we're kind of. It's funny because I guess
we're kind of on the same page.
We would die. We're saying we
would die.
Yeah.
We'd die for sure, but I feel like we'd last a little bit.
Yeah. Or the audience would at least love us and hate that we're gonna die. That we died.
Yeah, I think they would like me.
No.
I think so.
But all right, number 24.
Unless I was the killer.
Oh, we haven't even considered that. The killer or a co-conspirator. I feel yes. That'd be an awesome little twist. I like that. Or it's us.
It's us the whole time. Who would have known?
Wow, I like that. Number 24. This one's gonna be interesting. Well, not I guess. Well, it may be logical. Does the sight of blood make you squeamish? In real life?
No. I did officially I'm a phlebotomist. Like I could go be in phlebotomy if I wanted. And if you don't know, phlebotomy is just drawing blood. A phlebotomist is someone who can draw blood from people, give shots and things like that. So no, I did like 3-month internship at a lab and drew lots of blood from lots of different, from 3-month-old babies to 91-year-old old people, and I loved every second of it.
Jesus Christ!
I just liked being like, feel this, baby.
well, were you like one poke Toby, or did you have to jab him a few times?
They called me the dark one. No, they called me Mr. Tingles. No, I was pretty good, I think. There was a couple times where I did miss. There was one time that was quite hilarious and not really awful, and allegedly this happened, people. Allegedly, this is a true story. I was drawing a woman's blood who was super squeamish around blood, and I had to look away, which was a godsend that she was looking away the whole time. And people would tell me that my pokes were really soft, like they barely felt them. And so this woman, I was still early on in my internship, and I left the tourniquet on, but took the needle out. And you're supposed to take the tourniquet off and then take the needle out, with the cotton ball and all that bullshit. But I took the needle out and forgot before I took the whatever off, and the blood, like a bloodstream, just a tiny little wisp of a bloodstream was going and like spraying the side of the thing and like on the wall next to it. And I was like, and I took it off really quick, and I got a cotton ball, and she wouldn't look, like she just wouldn't look at me or anything because she was too grossed out by blood. So she didn't feel any of this, like it didn't hurt her or anything. And so I quickly like put the cotton ball on her thing, and I was like, please hold it, do this, put your arm up and hold it, whatever. And like was wiping down furiously like the side of her chair and the wall so that she couldn't see that her blood had been spilt that day.
The red sun rose, so blood has definitely been.
It was quite hilarious. I don't know, not that I wish it was filmed, but like it would be after that end of that day. I was like, that would have been a fucking funny scene in a movie, because I literally was like, oh fuck, like
Jesus, it's funny because blood doesn't really make me squeamish anyways. Like even if it's like if that happened, like I'd be like, oh, cool, that looks so cool. Let me take a picture of it.
Yeah, I would too. Like I love look. I have to look when I get blood drawn and things like that.
But it's funny, it's what blood does make me squeamish, but maybe this applies to everyone because I certainly get that feeling in the pit of my stomach. But like watching like real gore, like not even like people dying, but just like surgical videos.
I do like watching surgical videos.
Yeah, and even when I just see like a wound that has healed,
an open wound,
Well, not even like an open wound, just like a wound, like someone got shot or something, or I don't know, just whatever. I just get this feeling like, ugh. So it's funny because I guess blood doesn't make me squeamish, but just wounds do. I guess that makes a lot more sense than blood. Yeah,
damage to the body.
Yeah, just stuff like that. Like
you ever see a fish swimming around? It has like a giant chunk bit out of it.
No, that's like a
wisps
fish
of flesh.
I would probably get a sick feeling in my stomach if there was like a half-eaten man swimming around in a pool.
Swimming around.
How did that happen?
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, but okay. So we're approaching the last question, number 25. And unfortunately, I don't think it's a really good question, but we're gonna conclude with it anyways because we actually had a lot of good questions here.
We did.
This idea went so well. It's ridiculous.
It did.
Yeah, like I didn't even know it was almost 2 hours long.
No, this was gone by so fast.
Yeah. So number 25. What is the scariest Halloween costume you have ever seen?
That's difficult because not a lot of costumes have scared me. I mean,
even from childhood stuff.
Okay, so there is one costume that scared me, but it's not a Halloween costume. So I was raised in a very, again, super religious family. We went to church and we had a service that was like, if I remember correctly, it was like a traveling play or a traveling group, a religious group that would go to different churches and perform the specific play or whatever. And it was about people, it was about basically sinners who go to hell, and people, it was about, like they would show, it was like little vignettes of people who did something and died, and then people who did something right and went to heaven. And so they had something where it was like people in a car and they crashed, and one of the person had just had a drink, went to get a beer, and the other one was like, had just come from prayer. And the car crashes and they both die. And the one girl who, came from prayer was like, I remember we're all in the dark theater auditorium and they had the main doors open with a big shining spotlight through it. And the girl like ran through the door. I was like, oh my God, I'm in heaven. And the other girl who had just had a beer got taken away to hell. But I just remember they did this thing where once the girl went to heaven and it was like back to the other girl, like gonna find out what happens to her, the auditorium went super dark. And they had people with like little horns on and capes and a black leotard and like spooky makeup they started running around. It looked pretty effective, like running through the aisles and around like little demons and stuff in the dark. And I remember being so fucking scared. And then they got to the stage, and of course it was just people in like green makeup and fake horns and black leotards. And they were like, oh, you had a beer. You're going to hell. And the girl started screaming and crying, and then that's how it ended.
Then we're fucked.
But I remember those costumes fucking scared the shit out of me.
That's hilarious. Because, what I was thinking when you were talking about that? Like, the end, that whole carnival sequence in We're Back, A Dinosaur's Tale, our story.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a bunch of people wearing costumes like
I
that.
like that movie, yeah.
That's so hilarious that, he drank a beer, so he's going to hell.
She's going straight, and it was a woman, so for sure she's going to hell.
Damn, that's hilarious and sad at the same time. Because I could just imagine like little you sitting in this thing and like not knowing any better, like, oh my God, I don't want to go to hell.
Oh, there's a fucking demon. No, yeah, I left thinking for sure I'm going to hell.
Yeah, like 25 years later, here you are drinking wine.
I'm
and what of it? And
I've had several beers in my lifetime.
And for me, again, this is a childhood thing because really nothing scares me. I think if anything, I'm more enthralled. Like, you put a lot of work into this costume, like I remember, for instance, like going to conventions, back when I was into all that. Like, wow, there are some amazing costumes in this place, but for me, it was my cousin. His name is Monty, and the way our houses were built, because they were government made HUD homes, they all kind of had the same design. So in the front, the front walkway was like this really long pathway from one end of the house to the middle, and that's where the front door would be. And every Halloween, our cousin Monty would make this really creepy like hallway look scary as fuck. Have scary sounds, lighting effects, mist, gore, blood, just looks like the orgy sequence from Event Horizon. Just think that, and he was real good at it too. And here I am, 6, 7, 8 years old or what have you, and he is dressed in a very, very well replicated Freddy Krueger costume. And
that's cool.
Just imagine a long hallway, flashing lights, gore, scary noises, that young, and Freddy Krueger has candy at the end that he wants to give to you. So you want the candy, so you walk slowly towards him. And it's ingrained in my memory, just walking down the hallway, and then I was like, candy, please. And then he's like, oh, here you go. And he dropped the candy, and he took his claws and he put them on my face, and I'm like, thank you. And then I run the fuck out of there, and it was just that was probably the one
that
Halloween.
Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, that was the one Halloween costume that terrified me, and so it was Freddy Krueger, but we're talking like scary Freddy Krueger, like New Nightmare Freddy Krueger. So it was just like
super scary.
But I thought that was pretty cute. But it was he does it every year. I'm not sure about this year, but every year he does that little Halloween walkthrough. Yeah. But that is the first 25 questions. We don't know when. Well, let's not lie to our audience. Every once in a while, Toby can't record episodes. So we kind of created this idea to create filler episodes. So, at least we'll be able to upload something as opposed to not uploading anything at all. So the next time, our schedules can't, match up or anything, because life happens, we'll just release one of these little episodes where we just talk, and probably at least the next few episodes would be just questions like these. But like after that, we'll just converse as we normally do sometimes, and those are always kind of entertaining. So, but for now, that's the first 25 questions, and whenever we don't record or we can't release an episode, you'll hear the other 25. So, and just to give you a hint of what's to come, Toby, choose a number between 26 to 50.
35.
35. Oh, well, this actually was answered already. But 35. The 35th question is: would you consider tasting human flesh for $100?
Yes.
Yes. And what's another one? What do you think hell is like? So here are answers. Well, apparently Toby will eat a human, and I think you already know what I would say, because I have already. Not tasted human flesh, said what I would do if I were to eat a human. So, but yeah. So whenever that happens, you'll be able to hear that, but we'll make an announcement of it just to be safe.
Yeah.
So. But all right, that concludes our episode. It's been a while since we had an episode this long, 2 hours. So
it's good. That was fun.
It was totally fun. And I'm kind of glad that I'd find this, because I honestly wouldn't even know what I'd talk about, honestly. I feel we kind of got.
I have some ideas we can talk about right before we end, or before we leave for the day.
Yeah. So, but yeah, let's do our outro then.
All right.
Here we go.
Wow.
So, yeah, you can find us on all the social medias. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also listen to us on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Unfortunately, you have only a very limited time to visit our website because we have agreed not to continue using the website. We feel we get a lot more fan interaction on social media than a website. So if you have a few more weeks, if not a month, to look at our beautiful website,
But if you want to donate in some way, keep it going.
We'll keep it going. It takes a lot to keep that site operational. So if you want to donate, we'll post a link to our Venmo. And but yeah, if you want to visit our website, say goodbye or save it. www.thefinalgays.com. Gosh, that's about it, I think, right?
Yeah. Well,
alrighty.
What are we doing next time?
Oh, well, next week, as you may know, it is the spookiest time of the year. So that means, it's going to be October. We are going to be doing five, I don't know how many Tuesdays are in October, but 4 or 5 movies that revolve around Halloween night.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. And I'm really super excited because, as we stated so many moons ago, this is a podcast that covers all facets of horror. And that also includes kids' movies. For the first movie we'll be covering in October will be Ernest Scared Stupid.
I'm excited. I have never seen this, but I've heard so much about it in my career as a horror enthusiast, so I'm pretty excited to take a look.
And I love Ernest. I grew up with Ernest, and this is my favorite of his movies because probably it is scary.
Yeah, I've seen Ernest movies, definitely, but for some reason never got to this one. I think I wasn't allowed to at the time.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as kids movies go, I think this is like, there's some intense moments where it's like, oh, that's a little bit too intense for a kids movie. So you will hear everything we have to talk about next week on the first Tuesday of October, which is, I think, October 7th. One of those days.
For Scream.
Yes. Well, no, we're not going to do a Scream episode yet, are we?
No. Maybe for Scream 5.
Yeah,
I think when Scream 5 comes around, we should do the whole series.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be down for that.
I mean, if and ever also Spiral comes out, I mean, that's a lot of movies to get through.
Oh, so down for that retrospective.
The future is not yet written, so anything's possible.
Yes.
Did you just kiss our audience, or?
I did.
Oh, there's some love from Toby. So.
Yeah, there you go.
But all right, go ahead and lead us out, Toby.
Alrighty, well, until next time, I am Toby.
And my name is Harrison, and we are the Final Gays.